Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is The Fountain That Feeds a City. The night air smelled of warm stone and wet spray. Luca heard the fountain before he saw it. A deep, rushing sound filled the narrow street between the old buildings. It echoed off the walls like a distant waterfall. Then they turned the corner, and there it was. Luca stopped walking. The Trevi fountain rose before him like a small mountain. It glowed, golden white under the evening lights. Water poured from every direction over stone rocks, between carved figures into the wide pool below. Nana, Luca said, "It is enormous." His grandmother squeezed his hand. "The biggest fountain in all of Rome," she said. "Come closer." They pushed gently through the crowd. People stood 3 and 4 deep at the low stone railing. Some held cameras, some held melting gelato, some just stood very still, watching the water. Luca pressed himself against the railing and looked down. The water was blue-green lit from underneath like a secret, and the bottom of the pool glittered. Not sand, not pebbles, coins, thousands and thousands of coins. They covered every inch of the bottom. Some had gone dull gray, some still shone silver, some were brown, worn smooth by the water. "Nana," Luca whispered. "Who put all those there?" "Everyone who ever came here," she said quietly, and made a wish. Above the pool, enormous stone figures rose from the rushing foam. At the very center stood a great god on a wide shell-shaped chariot. 2 winged horses pulled it through the stone waves. One horse stood calm, its muscles smooth and still. The other reared up wild white water pouring from its hooves. "Who is the man in the middle?" Luca asked. "That is Oceanus," said Nana. "He is the god of all the world's water, every ocean, every river. He was there before Neptune, before anyone. He is the oldest water god of all." Luca looked at the stone face of Oceanus. It was calm, patient. It had looked out over this square for a very long time. Nana found a cool stone step just to the side of the crowd. They sat together. The fountain kept roaring softly behind them. "This fountain," she began, "has a story older than the fountain itself." "Begin at the beginning," Luca said. She nodded. More than 2,000 years ago, Rome needed clean water. A great general named Agrippa was sent into the hills to find a spring. His soldiers were hot, their throats were dry, they had walked for many days. Then a young girl appeared on the rocky path. She said nothing at all. She only pointed. She led them down a narrow track, and there it was. A cool spring, bubbling up, cold and clear from the earth. The soldiers dropped to their knees and drank. Luca imagined a girl with bare feet on a dusty path. No name in the history books, no statue anywhere, just a finger pointing at the right place. Agrippa built a long stone channel to carry that water all the way into Rome. Nana continued. He named it the Aqua Virgo, the Virgin's Aqueduct, in honor of the girl who saved his soldiers. "Does her water still flow?" Luca asked. "Right now," Nana said quietly. "That same spring, that same path through the hills for over 2,000 years, it has never stopped. The water in this fountain tonight is the same water she found." Luca stared at the white water tumbling over the stone, the same water from the same hills, flowing to the same city. "And the name Trevi?" he asked. "Where does that come from?" 3 roads, Nana said. In the old Latin language, Trevi means 3 ways. This fountain stands exactly where 3 ancient Roman streets meet. The Romans called this whole area Trevi, and the name never left. Luca looked down at the dark cobblestones beneath his feet. 2,000 years of footsteps had polished them smooth. So when was the fountain built? He asked. Nana took a breath. In 1730, a pope named Clement XII decided this ancient water deserved a grand home. He chose an architect named Nicola Salvi. Nicola had the whole design in his mind: the great god Oceanus, the wild and calm horses, the wide waterfall of marble. He began to build. He worked for years and years. But Nicola grew old, and he grew very sick. He died before he could finish what he had started. Luca was quiet for a moment. He thought of an old man drawing careful plans at a wooden table, knowing he would never see the finished fountain. Another architect named Panini completed the work, Nana said, and on the 22nd of May, 1762, 264 years ago, Pope Clement XIII walked into this very square. Workers pulled back the great canvas that had hidden the fountain. And everyone gasped, she said softly. Luca could almost hear it. The hush of the crowd, the roar of the water hitting the pool for the very first time, then the cheering echoing off the old stone buildings all around. Nana reached into her coat pocket and pulled out 3 small coins. They were warm from being in her pocket all evening. She pressed one carefully into Luca's open hand. Now, she said, I will teach you the tradition of the Trevi fountain. Luca curled his fingers around the coin. You must stand with your back to the fountain, she said. Face away from it, out toward the square. Luca turned. The sound of rushing water filled his ears from behind. He could feel the cool mist on the back of his neck. Hold the coin in your right hand, Nana said. Reach your arm across your body like this, over your left shoulder, then toss. She mimed the movement slowly. 1 coin, she said, and the old tradition says you will return to Rome one day. You cannot stay away forever. Luca closed his eyes. He thought of the gold lights on the water. He thought of Oceanos's calm stone face. He thought, I want to come back here. He threw the coin over his left shoulder. He heard a soft plink as it landed in the water. He spun around and looked into the glittering pool. His coin had vanished among all the thousands, but it was there somewhere. He knew it. Did it work? He asked. Come back in a few years, Nana said, and find out. She held up the 2 remaining coins. 2 coins, she said, and the tradition says you are hoping to fall in love. She tossed both over her shoulder without a moment's hesitation. Nana, Luca laughed. She raised both eyebrows as if to say, why not? All around them, other visitors turned their backs to the water. Old men, young couples, whole families with small sleepy children. Each one reached a hand over their left shoulder, plunk, plink, splash, plink, every coin carried a quiet hope. But what happens to all of them? Luca asked. He leaned over the railing and peered into the blue-green depths. The bottom was covered entirely, not one bare patch of stone visible anywhere. Just coins, coins, coins. Every week, Nana said, workers come to the fountain after the last visitors leave. They pull on tall rubber boots. They wade into the cold water, which comes up to their knees. They carry wide nets and heavy buckets. They scoop up every single coin. They carry the buckets to shore, they wash the coins and sort them and count every one. Luca imagined it, the fountain empty of people, the sleeping city all around, workers moving through dark water in the quiet of midnight, lifting thousands of wishes in nets. And do you know how much they find each year? Nonna asked. Luca shook his head. More than 1,300,000 euros, she said. Luca's mouth dropped open. He thought about it slowly. 3,000 people visited this fountain every single day. Most tossed a coin, some tossed two, day after day, week after week. It added up. And where does all of it go? He asked. To a charity called Caritas, Nonna said. They run big kitchens in Rome where people who have nothing to eat can come for a warm meal. They find beds for people with nowhere to sleep on cold nights. In 2001, the mayor of Rome, a man named Francesco Rutelli, had an idea. He said these coins came from good wishes, let them do good things. He made an official agreement. Every euro collected from this fountain goes to Caritas. The people of Rome loved this. They felt proud that their most famous fountain helped feed their city. Luca looked at the water again. Somewhere under all that shimmering blue-green was his coin. He had thrown it wishing to come back to Rome someday. And without knowing it, he had also helped someone eat dinner tonight. So when I threw my coin, Luca said slowly, I made two wishes at the same time. One for you, Nonna said, and one for someone you will never meet. The fountain roared on, gentle and steady. The evening had grown late. The lights turned the water deep gold. The crowd around the railing had thinned. A small baby nearby held out a coin with both fists. Her mother helped her toss it over the railing. The baby laughed and clapped her hands. Her mother laughed too. Couples walked home across the cobblestones arm in arm. A gelato shop rolled down its metal shutters with a clang. A small boy rode on his father's shoulders, eyes already half closed. Luca leaned against Nonna's shoulder. He could still feel the mist on his cheeks. He could still hear that soft plink of his coin hitting the water. Somewhere down there, his wish waited. And somewhere in Rome tonight, someone would eat because of it. The fountain kept roaring, soft and steady as a lullaby. And so Rome also slowly fell asleep. Good night.